have to decide that at the end based on the best application. I mean, if you only gonna, you're gonna have, you know, I guess if you take
Yeah,
50.
I don't think that was, I mean, I think that would be hard, because I think we've gotta announce everything on the front end. So we gotta tell them, there's either gonna be 3 dispensaries that can grow and 3 that aren't, or we need to come in and just put everybody in the same,
merit
you
system.
know, merit system.
All right, I got it.
Which, you know, that's where the amendment started. We came in and we've artificially made the line. And I mean, you can come in and make the line where, I mean, I guess the thing that's in our purview is where do we want that line to be? If we wanted to encourage, I mean, theoretically, we could come in here and say, we don't want people to grow, and we could make a grower's license $1 million, and all of a sudden, no one would do it. Now, we hear about it to no end, but I guess that's where I would say we are. But it makes sense to me that if you're gonna grow, we've gotta put them through the same system.
But let me propose a mechanism that might work. So we have dispensaries. Let's say 100 people apply for a dispensary license. And when they apply, we have no idea whether they want to just dispense or they want to grow and dispense. It doesn't matter to us. They put it in, they make their application. We do a lottery. We get the 32 applications. Once we get them, let's say of the 32 applications, 20 of them that won by lottery happen to just want to dispense. Well, there's no merit at all. Everything checks off. You got your license. We're done. The other 12 want to cultivate and dispense. So then we evaluate those 12 on merit, but we obtain it through the application lottery. And if we find that we don't find them to be meritorious enough, then we would say, well, we're rejecting your application as a grow and dispensary, and whichever ones, so 20 make it, because they're dispensaries, we don't do anything there with them. The other 12 want to cultivate and dispense. We evaluate those. Of those 12, let's say we approve 10 of them. So there's 2 dispensaries still up for grabs. Go right back through the lottery, get 2 more people, and then go through it. And that way, everyone applies on an equal footing. It goes to the lottery. We take 32. If it's a straight up dispensary and people want to, they're going to put their application in, that gives them, you got a better chance of getting the license. If you're going to cultivate and dispense, then we will review those on a merit basis. But let's filter it through a lottery first and see what lands in our lap. We might get all 32 that are pure dispensaries and they won't have to worry about anything. If we may get all 32 that want to dispense and cultivate, then we're going to have to merit all 32 of them. But that way the rules are there and it takes us out of the...
If they've already gone through a lottery, then you're putting them through a separate merit system. I feel like that's really...
But no, well, if it's a pure dispensary, it's not. You made it to the lottery, you came here unless there was a gross flag, then they would get it automatically if it's a dispensary.
So what if you get 6, and what if you get 7 and in zone 1, and they made it, and then you don't have any room for cultivation and dispensary? Because
Well, if zone 7 may not, then to me, then they would have to rely on the cultivation facilities that we
So
set
they
up.
wouldn't-
There would just be 7 dispensaries, none of them are cultivating.
Yeah.
That's how the lottery drew it out. They got it.
I'm concerned with, because the amendment contemplates all dispensaries grow. The way it's set up now, it is purely on the choice of the applicant and purely by luck that they land where they are until they get to you and have to comply by your rules. The more it gets into this, well, if you're not gonna cultivate, you're already in. I mean, if you're punitive toward what the amendment allows, I think you may have some issues. Because the amendment didn't give you guys the authority to discriminate between cultivation and facilities. What you guys have done is give them the authorization to tell you, we want to pay less money because we're not going to have a substantial an operation. So I think anything that is punitive or is designed to, besides their choice not to pay the higher fee, may be problematic. I haven't had a lot of time to think about this, but it seems contrary to the intent of the amendment and what the amendment allows.
I mean, which makes more sense to just say, well, you do a merit,
Yeah.
you wait it all, and, at that point,
Yeah,
everybody,
lottery.
Well, everybody's potentially a grower.
I wanted to ask one question about alcohol that kind of relates to this. Whenever you do a lottery draw, like say the county goes wet, do you ever have any churches or anything like that apply for the permits?
No. Nope. And that's
Or do you have
it's a
people
myth
that
they
apply?
buy up permits, they don't.
Yeah. Or do you have people apply for permits that don't utilize them?
We do have some people that apply for permits that don't end up utilizing them. I don't ever think it's, since I've been here, because they're trying to block implementation of liquor in the county. It's because they didn't have the money required to get open like they thought they did.
Okay, that was my question.
Yeah, I don't think that, I've never, usually you have people applying for multiple permits to increase their chances in the lottery. You don't have somebody coming in and applying to try to block the implementation of liquor. Is that,
So, I mean, what I'm asking is, like, say if we do a lottery, could you have, say, a bunch of people apply for a permit that don't intend, you know, say they're antis?
so the way that we handle that is we have a rule that says you have to get open. So when you apply for your permit, if you're not ready to be open, you don't get the permit issued. You have an approved application. And you have 12 months from the date of approval to get open. If you don't, people hang in that lottery up until 2 years sometimes. We even had it 3 years, until litigation subsides and everything else. If they don't get open in the required time, we would move down the list to the next available applicant and let them have an opportunity to open the store.